Here's a question. Can I start Yiduchim if I still struggle with Shmiras Habrit and Shmiras Heinayim? I am currently working on it with a professional therapist and a counselor, but should I begin Shidduchim? Is the question. Has the Rebbe ever spoken about this in a letter? If you'll take a look at there's a set called Shulchan HaMelech. When I was growing up, it was called Shari Alochu Minig. It was called, or something like that. Now it's called Shulchan HaMelech. It's like 7 or 8 volumes of the Rebbe's Piskei Din, basically, and Dad Chelke Shulchan Aruch. And you have it in Erechayim by Kishma Shalamita, like I guess it's Reish Mem or something like that. And you also have it in Even Ezra about Shmiras Habrit. And the Rebbe's approach to this whole question, and I think a little bit has to do with our time, is Hesach HaDa'as. You cannot define yourself by it. You cannot define yourself by this struggle. I don't know how to tell this to you, but you're saying, I'm still struggling with Shmiras Habrit. I got a secret for you. You're going to be struggling with Shmiras Habrit as long as you're alive. If you're alive and you're male and you're healthy, you're going to struggle with Shmiras Habrit. You know that it says in Teireh Shalom that the people who don't struggle at all with this Inyan, the Rebbe Rashab says, Holt, I don't like them. It's normal and it's reality that healthy young people, especially men, but by no means exclusively men, struggle with this Nisayan. And one of the most serious things that you can do to hurt yourself is define yourself by this struggle. And chas v'sholem, tell yourself that you're somehow damaged or bad. You're just normal. Some people struggle less, some people struggle more, some people have been able to refrain from chas v'sholem mezid. Very, very few people are not nichshal ba'oinus, like it says in Holy Sfarim. But whatever your maimed matzav is, the only time you're not ready to pursue shidduchim is if you lie about it. If you're working on it, and there are all kinds of programs that people get into to help themselves manage it, and you can't do meditations and ishapcha, you need to do iskafia. If you have a phone, you have to put blocks. You have to be aware that, like it says in the Gemara, if a person is a nazir, you tell him don't go near a liquor store. There's a liquor store on a certain street, go on a different street. Every male, young man who's honest with himself and he cares about Yiras Shamayim needs to make asus yagla Torah. You need to make fences to make it as hard as possible to fall in, both in Shmiras Heinayim and what comes from deficiencies in Shmiras Heinayim. If you're honest with yourself and you're working on yourself, of course you should think about Shidduchim. One has nothing to do with the other. Because first of all, you're never going to finish with this Nisayan. Number one. And number two, you're not bad. You should just know you're not a bad person. You're a wonderful person, just normal. We're living in an age where, because of the Goyish world which we're surrounded by, this Indian is mamish, like it says in Tanya, in Perek Chav Hey, Ketana Be'er Me'efik, which goes to Be'esher, Ketana Be'er Me'efik, the Nisayan, every Yid in our generation is like a Yeshiv Kronos. Every Yid in our generation is faced with a test that's, the Rebbe used the expression, K'may Nisayan Mamish. You know, if you look in chapter 25, K'may Nisayan Mamish. You know what Nisayan means? Nisayan means a test that's impossible to overcome. K'may Nisayan Mamish means a test which is virtually impossible to overcome. It's one step away from being impossible. In our generation, for young people to be Shmiras Habrit is unbelievably difficult. And it's an askafia avoida. That means you have to push it, not let yourself go there. You not let yourself look, not let yourself have access. And you take steps to be Shmiras Habrit. I mean, I know people who are in severe situations where they literally join 12-step programs and they have sponsors and all of that. And there's a Yetzias Mitzrayim. When a person manages to manage this Nisayan and you never conquer it, you never... I'm home, I'm scot-free. It's always a test, but they manage to gain enough self-control using different supports that they don't go there. It's like mamish like Yetzias Mitzrayim. But you should just know that getting married is not going to change this. Getting married is not going to take away this Nisayan. It's just the nature of it, especially in our time. There needs to be honesty and there needs to be iskafia. In other words, if a therapist helps you deal with the emotional reasons that people get stuck with this, the test is not going to go away. It's just not. It's not. And please don't hesitate. I don't know how severe your issue is. If you have, if you're obsessive compulsive, if you're an addict, then maybe you should wait. But you're not giving that impression at all. You're just saying you're struggling with Shmirat Habrit and Shmirat Hayinayim. You sound like a very normal person. If you're an addict, then maybe you need to do more work on yourself, because being an addict is very much about psychology. It's not about lust and sin. It's about self-esteem and things like this, and self-hatred. But if you're not an addict, number one, you're not a bad person. Number two, there's nothing wrong with you. Number three, you're normal. Number four, unfortunately, most people your age have similar tests. Do not define yourself by this. Fight the good fight, but you're a good person. And you should get married, and you should have a beautiful life. And you should know that after you get married, the Nisayan's not going away. If you continue this, avoid it. One of the most basic and difficult tests that the Eibusher gives every young man. And to the extent that we win this test, the nachas of the Eibusher is unbelievable. And the experience of emancipation, of exodus, of Yetzias Mitzrayim that we feel is extraordinary. And Hashem should bless you with a beautiful shidduch and a successful life. And please never ever define yourself by this, because it's not who you are. It's a nisayon, kamei nisayon mamish, like it says in Tanya Perikafei.